affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Swing's the place for you!
Living your best life means something different to everyone, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care. We are here for you with one team of experts, providing access to the primary care and highly rated specialty care you need, easily and conveniently. So go ahead, live your best life. We're with you every step of the way. Mercy One, your best life, our one purpose.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Swing's the place for you!
Living your best life means something different to everyone, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care. We are here for you with one team of experts, providing access to the primary care and highly rated specialty care you need, easily and conveniently. So go ahead, live your best life. We're with you every step of the way. Mercy One, your best life, our one purpose.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, It's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year. And remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Good evening and welcome to the Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa, the home of the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. I am Matt Boss and I'll be joined by Jenny Lichty for the color commentary. In just a moment we'll have a quarterfinal matchup in Class 4A featuring number 5 ADM the Tigers and number 4 seed the North Scott Lancers right here on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy Company. ADM and North Scott, the 4-5 matchup in this Class 4A quarterfinal. On your road to state, ADM coming in with a 27-3 record. They knocked off Dallas Center Grimes on the way to the state tournament here. They rank third in Class 4A, 11 kills per set, and high in assists per set as well as 10.4. They're led by their very talented setter, Madison Siefkin, who ranks second in Class 4A, 10 assists per set for Madison. On the other side, you flip the script over to North Scott, coming in with a 26-4 record. They are the number 4 seed. They defeated Knoxville to get to this point here in Coralville. They rank second in Class 4A, 12.1 kills per set, also high in assists per set in Class 4A. Two of the top hitting teams in Class 4A, and they're led by a very talented libero, Georgia Brunkin, averaging 5.2 digs per set, which is best in Class 4A. Should be an outstanding matchup. North Scott making its 9th trip to the state tournament and their 5th straight. They won the state title way back in 1985. ADM, they're kind of the rookies. They're making just their 2nd tournament appearance and 1st since 2005. I think we'll go courtside for the player introductions, and we'll have the first serve here from Extreme Arena in a moment.
Tonight's 2023 Girls State Volleyball quarterfinal matchup featuring the ADM Tigers and the North Scott Lancers. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship and decorum shown by the qualifying schools during the season and state tournament week. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Clara Pellet from Atlantic and a member of the Student Advisory Council of the IGHSAU will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school's scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From ADM, Angie Gilliland. And from North Scott, Bree Harms. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in tonight's quarterfinal matchup. First, for the ADM Tigers. Number 1, Anna Holloway. Number 2, Macy Person. Number 3, Elise Coughlin. Number 6, Callie Haas. Number 8, London Warmoth. Your assistant coaches, Charity Miller, Alicia Rush, and Laura Hunt. Now let's meet the starters for the Tigers. A senior, number 5, Michaela Crannell. A senior, number 9, Kaylee Smith. A senior, number 10, Hannah Grossman. A junior, number 11, Addison Herrick. A senior, number 13, Marissa Gerlman. A senior, number 13, Madison Siefkin. And the libero for ADM, a junior, number 19, Maddie James. Head coach for ADM is Trevor Irwin. Now let's meet the North Scott Lancers. Number 2, Taylor Utzman. Number 3, Lena Bremer. Number 9, Emma Schermerhorn. Number 12, Sarah Williams. Number 18, Adeline Johnson. Number 20, Paige Kuhn. Number 22, Lainey Wall. The assistant coaches, Sarah Graham, Rebecca Seals, and Grayson Jewell. Now let's meet the starters for the Lancers. A junior, number 1, Abby Hayes. A senior, number 6, Casey Johnson. A senior, number 10, Sydney Scarich. A junior, number 15, Emmy Allard. A senior, number 16, Madison Wilshusen. And a sophomore, number 17, Kinsey Moeller. The libero for North Scott this evening, a senior, number 5, Georgia Brunken. Head coach for North Scott is Taryn Van Eerwedge. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the area in front of the scorer's table for the introduction of our officials for tonight's match. Your first referee, Brian Rodemeyer. Your second referee, Jennifer Lewis. And your line judges, Jody Heineman and Jill Nuss. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for state tournament volleyball.
And welcome back to the Extreme Arena, the host site of the 2023 Iowa High School Volleyball State Tournament. It is quarterfinal Monday, Class 4A quarterfinal matchup here on court number 1. It's the 4-5, number 4 seed North Scott taking on number 5 seed ADM. And Jenny, should be another outstanding matchup. A 4-5 matchup on paper. It seems pretty close. 2 conference champions coming in and playing tonight.
Yeah, I think North Scott has a little bit of an edge coming in off of last year's state tournament run where they were upset by Clear Creek Amana, who we just saw in the last game. So I think they're ready and they're ready to go. For ADM, first time here at Extreme Arena in the state tournament for a while. So it'll be good to see what happens.
Let's introduce the coaches. ADM from the Raccoon River Conference, Trevor Irwin in his second season with the ADM Tigers, and on the other side, the North Scott Lancers head coach Taryn Van Eerwedge, and she is in her 5th season as the head coach, and this is her 5th straight state tournament appearance for the Lancers. And as Jenny alluded to, ADM, and kind of a newcomer. They haven't been here since 2005. It's been quite some time. ADM is the number 5 seed so far, and we'll go over this throughout the broadcast. In Class 5A, the top 4 seeds all advance, and so far in 3A, top seed Clear Creek Amana was your winner as well. And it is ADM on the attack first. There's a block back by North Scott, and on the left side, dug up by North Scott, and out of bounds on the attack goes North Scott, and a point for ADM, the Tigers.
It's a little bit too much on that hit by Hayes, I think.
ADM serving will be one of their two middles. Hannah Grossman has 29 aces on the season. So Grossman will serve first. Deep middle. Here's a right side attack over the block. Covered up by ADM. Here come the Tigers. They'll attack on the right-hand side, and down it goes. Strong right side attack, and it's 2-0 ADM.
Yeah, definitely hit that deep corner there, which was really nice.
ADM, I was watching some film. They have not one but two lefties, and one of them is strictly a left side hitter, which I thought is kind of interesting. Here's Grossman to serve. Here comes North Scott on a roll shot and a good spot. Good placement on that one for North Scott, and North Scott is on the board first with their first point. So a substitution now for the Lancers. It's 2-1. In terms of offense, North Scott, they'll run a 6-2 with Emmer Schemmerhorn, who comes in to serve, along with Casey Johnson, who doubles as one of their hitters. Schemmerhorn with a near ace. Running it down is ADM. They're going to have to send a free ball across. See what North Scott can do. They'll set it up on the left side, and wow, big swing and kill there, and we're tied at 2.
You see Hayes' height on that one. Height and vertical.
Abby Hayes, a 6'3" junior. She's already verbally committed to Creighton, NCAA Division I school. ADM in serve receive. They'll attack on the right side. Blocked back right now by North Scott, and out of bounds it goes. North Scott has put together 3 straight points, and it's 3-2. 3-2 is the score. North Scott with the early lead in this one. Schemmerhorn with 22 aces will continue to serve. Nice deep serve, and there's an ace. Aces in today's match are brought to you by Kruger Seeds, your local seeds dealer. Visit KrugerSeed.com today. 4 straight scored by the Lancers from North Scott. Another serve from Schemmerhorn, and that one goes into the tape. ADM gets a side out. Point, Tigers. ADM with the side out. And they will get serve. And the Tigers will serve. Right back middle. Handled nicely by Brunken. And on the second ball, not good. And a point for ADM.
You want that pass to be set to get to your setter in a good fashion, right? So that they can take their hits off. And that one, I don't even know what happened on that. I couldn't see.
I would agree. Siefkin, the setter for ADM. And now the setter on North Scott called for the double contact.
Was it double or was she under the net?
Could have been either.
She came down.
Violation against North Scott. ADM back in front 5-4. Here's the set by Schemmerhorn. Goes outside. Dug up close to the net. Now the setter for ADM goes underneath the net. And we have a side out for North Scott. Point, we're tied at 5 in set number 1. Abby Hayes will rotate to the back row now, which might be good news for ADM. Hayes to serve. And a bump set, tough ball for Siefkin. She handles it. And on the left side, that's a kill for Marissa Gerleman. Point, ADM, and they take a 6-5 lead.
She was one of those left-handed that you said we were talking about staying on that left side.
Back to serve is Gerleman. Marissa Gerleman, one of the top hitters for this ADM team. Serves it tough. Set goes outside to North Scott. Dug up by the Tigers. They'll get it on their left side. And North Scott gets a touch but unable to control it. And putting it away for the Tigers was Smith. Point, Tigers. 7-5 is the score. Kaylee Smith with the successful attack. Here comes North Scott. They'll go back row to Hayes. And what's the call?
A back row attack on that one.
Okay.
She must have. I don't think she was in front of the 10-foot line, but.
It didn't look like it, but.
Yeah.
Wow, that's why I was kind of shocked.
Yeah.
So on the attack error, another point for ADM. They take a 8-5 lead. Strong attack for the Lancers, and ADM unable to control it. Tried to set it up to the right side, but North Scott with the point. Lancers will serve. Georgia Brunken, the libero, a 5'3 senior, leads all of Class 4A with 5.2 digs, has 29 aces on the season. Brunken, tough serve, hit over by ADM. See what the Lancers can do with it. They'll set it up on the right side. Good dig by Maddie James. Another left side attack, down it goes. That was Landon Warmuth with the kill. Point Tigers.
Wasn't a whole lot of power behind that, but it definitely just hit that spot perfectly.
Perfect placement. Now the libero, Maddie James, back to serve. 33 aces, a returning starter for the Tigers. North Scott sets it up on the right side. Down it goes. Nice clean attack to the right side that time for the Lancers. And that was Casey Johnson with the kill. Johnson will now go back to serve, and if I have the rotation right, she'll set the next 3 spots too in double duty. Here's the set on the right side, and the block is out of bounds. Point Tigers. Point Tigers, set number 1, Class 4A quarterfinal. 10-7 is the score. And the serve by ADM. This is Kaylee Smith, and on the left side, there it goes down. Kill for North Scott.
Straight to that back corner.
Kenzie Moeller with the successful attack. And North Scott will serve, trailing by 2. North Scott, they'll send it deep. Underneath it is Seifkin, left side, roll shot. Good dig by North Scott. They will return it, but out of bounds. Out of bounds by Kenzie Moeller, and a point for ADM. Point ADM. ADM 27-3 on the season. Michaela Crenell back to serve. Played by the libero Brunken on the left side. That's Hayes. ADM digs it up, and a double contact called on the setter from ADM. And a side out, North Scott. And now Moeller will rotate to the back row. Kenzie Moeller with 14 aces on the season. Seifkin setting up on the right-hand side. Down it goes. That was Marissa Gerleman with the kill. Playing side-out volleyball. Neither team scoring on serve.
I think North Scott was really hoping that block, or thought that block was going to be a good block, and it just kind of rolled off.
This is Grossman. We've been through 1 full service rotation. Out of the middle, they'll run a play for Abby Hayes. Hayes puts it away for the kill. And North Scott within 2 at 12-10. Kind of waiting for that first run here. It's going back and forth.
You talk about back and forth. We have Marion. Marion just beat Indianola in the 4th set, so we're the 4th and the 5th one.
Wow. Going to 5. We're going to be ahead of that court for now. Here comes the attack out of the middle, poked down by Herrick. Dug up by the Lancers, and a big attack there inside the 10-foot line. Point North Scott. Point North Scott, they're within 1. That was a kill from North Scott on the attack, and finding some room is Gerleman. Gerleman puts it away, and it's 13-11. ADM able to stay in front by 2.
I don't know that she could have placed that in that back corner any tighter.
Found some room in that back corner, kind of a risky shot down the line. The block was there. Hitting it over the block is Hayes. Dug up by James. Here comes a right side attack. Down it goes. Kaylee Smith puts it away again. Point ADM, back up to a 3-point lead. Seifkin, the setter, back to serve. ADM gets the extra attacker with the setter in the back row. Taken by Brunken in the back row. Here's Hayes on the left side. Bump save. And it's dug back across. See what North Scott will do. They'll go back outside to Hayes. ADM gets a touch on that. Right side, that's Smith, out of bounds, point North Scott. Point for the Lancers. It's back to a 2-point game. Hayes will rotate to the back row. Hayes to the back row. They'll go to her in the back some as well. Deep serve taken by James in the back row. Out of the middle, and the big double block is there on the attack by Herrick. And a point for North Scott. So North Scott can tie it here with the serve by Hayes. Neither team has used a timeout. You're allotted 2. Play to 25, win by 2. Over the block it goes by Gerleman. Overpass. And it's going to be returned back by the Lancers. See what ADM draws up. They'll tip it over. Good cover by Brunken. Outside. Strong attack left side. Good get by ADM to extend the point. They're going to get a touch, and they can't come up with the second ball. Point ADM.
You kind of wonder if North Scott has seen this many left-handed attackers and playing, because you have to adjust your coverage, right? So because they're going to get a little bit different angle on it. That I think ADM is definitely hitting them hard in that spot.
So ADM with the lead. This is Gerleman with the serve. Nice job by the setter for North Scott. Good heads-up play. First time we've seen that. Second ball, she dumps it across for the kill.
She did a good job staying down on that, too, knowing she's coming from the back row, too.
That was Schemmerhorn. And now back to serve is Brunken. Brunken with a chance to tie it for North Scott. Good serve. Outside it goes. Hitting it over is Warmuth. North Scott. They'll set up Hayes out of the back row and puts it away. Abby Hayes, first time from the back row with the attack and kill, and we're tied at 15. Tied at 15. North Scott, chance to take the lead here for the first time in a while. And they'll rely on Brunken. And the set by Siefkin. She goes right side, down it goes. Kaylee Smith with the kill. Point ADM. It's an easy game when you get a good first contact.
Yeah, no kidding.
Good first clean contact. Gets everything else in motion. Maddie James back to serve for the Tigers. Leading 16-15, set number 1. Cross-court serve handled by Hayes. They'll go right side, over the block, down it goes. Good right side attack for North Scott. And that was Johnson. Casey Johnson with the kill.
ADM's getting contact on those digs. They're just not getting them up.
So Johnson serves it to the back middle. Set goes to the right side, over the block by Smith. North Scott's going to chase it down. We'll send a free ball across. Quick attack out of the middle. Good dig by Brunken to extend the point. Now a back row, out of bounds. Off of Hayes, no touch, point ADM. ADM holding off a charge, still in command by 1. 17-16. Again, both teams have 2 timeouts remaining if they need them. Here come the Lancers. They'll go outside. Dug up by ADM. They'll attack left side. May have been out of bounds. Played by Hayes. Now a right side attack. Dug up by James. Back row attack coming for ADM. Punched up by the Lancers. And they went outside. It's blocked back. Point ADM.
The longest volley we've seen so far.
But yeah, most definitely. It went outside Kenzie Moeller. And the serve by Smith. And what's the call? Was it rotation?
Yep. That's what they're calling it.
So basically a free point for ADM. Now in front 19-16 after North Scott had rallied. And now a timeout called by North Scott. Hey fans, Central College has you covered with career building programs and with tuition less than $20,000 a year and tons of scholarships. It's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. 19-16 is the score. ADM with the lead in set number 1. Over on court 2 as Jenny alluded to, they are in a 5 set. That is number 2 Indianola, number 7 Marion. Tight in the 5th set too, isn't it?
Yeah.
10-8, and is that Indianola?
Yep, Indianola's up right now, 10-8. I watched a little bit of their match earlier, and they're kind of beating themselves up, to be honest, like causing their own errors almost.
This would be the first and a fairly big upset. Indianola coming in at number 2 seed, Marion the 7 seed. So we'll stay tuned and keep you updated on that one as play resumes here. And a set outside, another big block by ADM. And a point for the Tigers, their largest lead now at 19-16. Make it 20-16. Kenzie Moeller blocked by the setter Siefken and Hannah Grossman. Out of the middle. Hit over by Moeller, kept alive by ADM. Scrambling a bit is North Scott. They'll send it over with Moeller. ADM, quick attack out of the middle. Diving save, good get. They'll go back row to Hayes with a roll shot. ADM digging everything up right now, playing with a lot of confidence. Here comes the Lancers and a dump across by Johnson. Kept alive by ADM. Right side attack, kept alive ADM. They'll set it up on the right side. Down it goes. Warmuth with the kill. Point ADM, and they are rolling right now.
North Scott just looks a little bit off kilter. They got caught off guard there, and they just couldn't recover very much.
21-16, largest lead for either team. And the serve from Smith. Quick attack out of the middle, and that is inbounds. Strong attack out of the middle. And now a serve coming from Skerrick. Sydney Skerrick just got that kill. Will serve. Dug over. Here comes a free ball. And they'll go to Hayes. Hits it over the block. ADM back on it. Hit over by Warmuth. Hayes, big swing. Out of bounds. No touch. And a point for ADM, up 22-17 in set 1.
She needed a little bit more snap on that, and it would have been, it wasn't out by very much.
And back to serve will be Crannell. Michaela Crannell back to serve. ADM 3 points away from this first set. And the set by Johnson. Dug up by the Tigers. They'll set up on the right side, and Gerleman puts it away. Marissa Gerleman with the kill. 23-17. ADM with the lead. 2 points away from this first set, and a timeout. Final timeout called by North Scott. Fans, official state tournament merchandise is now available online. Time to get your smartphones out. Just scan the QR code on your screen now, or visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. Set number 1, 23-17 is the score. We are at the Extreme Arena, the quarterfinals in Class 4A here on Court 1. And ADM in control, 23-17. What have you seen?
I was expecting more out of North Scott, just to be honest, like coming off of what I've seen last year, knowing what they had. I was in the Raccoon River Conference with ADM when I was at Ballard, so like, I don't know.
ADM's playing well.
They're playing well.
Much
They're playing
to their
clean, yeah.
They are playing clean, and confidence is a funny thing. And they're playing confident, they're playing loose. And here comes the serve by ADM. 2 points away from the first set. Right side attack, touched by ADM. They're going to chase it down. They'll send it over with James. See what the Lancers can do with a free ball. Back to the right side, down the line, kept alive by ADM. Got a joust at the net. ADM wins it, and the Tigers will serve for the first set, up 24-17.
I was saying, I think coming out of that timeout, it's the quietest this arena has been all day. And I think it's about to get really loud.
And it will be set point number 1. Serving will be Cronell, and she puts it into the net. Still some life for North Scott. Set number 1, 24-18 is the score. And the serve comes from Moeller. Overpass. Tried to touch it down were the Lancers. ADM will dig it up. They'll send it over with Gerleman. Poked over by the Lancers. Lancers will send a free ball into the net. It goes. Point Lancers. Lancers got a free one there. Back-to-back points for North Scott. The number 4 seed. 24-19 is the score. Set point number 3 coming up for ADM. Moeller serving. Dug up. Outside it goes. This is Gerleman, and she finishes off North Scott in set number 1. A kill from Marissa Gerleman. 25-19. ADM wins the first set. We will be back after a short timeout with more championship volleyball from the Extreme Arena.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
And welcome back to the Extreme Arena, site of the Iowa High School Girls Volleyball State Tournament once again. Year number 2 at the Extreme Arena. We are in Coralville, Iowa. Set number 1 of this quarterfinal match goes to the ADM Tigers, the number 5 seed, as they win it 25-19. It went back and forth early, but ADM took control. Let's take a look at the first set numbers. ADM hitting 29%, North Scott just 5%. That, I see, Jenny, is the biggest stat discrepancy when you look at those numbers in the first set.
Yeah, definitely the one that has the widest spread on it. And you're seeing it on the court, too. North Scott just isn't able to, they aren't getting the hits down like they're used to. And I think ADM is also throwing at them some different shots that they haven't seen all year.
ADM digging everything up, and that's forcing North Scott to maybe do too much with it. But North Scott with those 8 attack errors, ADM playing clean volleyball, as Jenny said. Individually, you have 5 kills. Leading the way is Marissa Gerleman with 5 for ADM. Also 5 for their other lefty, Kaylee Smith. Again, ADM, it's not something you see every day. They have 2 lefties, one that swings full time on that left side, so maybe a little bit of a different look. North Scott led by Hayes with 3 and Johnson with 3 kills each. 4 other players have 1 apiece. Set number 2 will get underway here shortly. Indianola held off the upset bid by Marion. Indianola, a 5-set win over the number 7 seed Marion. So the top 2 seeds in Class 4A, Clear Creek, Amana, and Indianola, have moved on to the semifinals. They will play the winners of the other quarterfinals here tonight. North Scott, ADM will play CCA, Clear Creek, Amana on Wednesday at noon. The other quarterfinal yet to get started, Cedar Rapids Xavier will take on Lewis Central. I think this is the last 2 matches on day 1, and we're going to do it all again tomorrow.
Yep, we'll do a little bit more tomorrow, actually.
Yes, tomorrow is a busy day.
We've got 3 classes to get through.
the smaller classifications, 3A, 2A, and 1A.
You'll see it get real loud in here tomorrow.
I need to remember the ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Lots of screaming, but that's good.
Yes.
Great atmosphere.
Those small schools travel well.
Yes, they do. ADM will serve first here in set number 2, leading the match 1-0. Right side attack. Get over by Johnson. ADM's going to track it down. They'll send it over with James. Digging it up is Brunken. Quick attack middle, blocked back by ADM. Lancers will reset. That was Hayes. Dug up by ADM. So hard to get a kill right now for North Scott. ADM continues just to get everything until there. Good decision by the setter, Casey Johnson, with the successful second contact point, North Scott.
You know, you talk about ADM's left-handed hitters being strong offensively, but I think we're also seeing them defensively throwing up blocks that I don't know that you normally see, especially from a left-handed hitters.
Service error on North Scott. We're tied at 1. ADM and North Scott tied at 1. Anna Grossman back to serve for the Tigers. One of the two middles. Addison Herrick will switch places. She'll swing in the middle. Set goes outside. Hayes with a big swing finishes it off for North Scott. Abby Hayes. And it's a point for North Scott.
Got some crowd participation in that ball.
Bounced right up into the stands.
Yeah.
It was hit so hard. And so North Scott back to serve. And the serve coming from North Scott. Nice pass by James. Set goes to the middle and a block. Blocked by Hayes. And a point for the Lancers. 3-1. Lancers out to a quick lead. Johnson and Hayes combined for the block. This is Schermerhorn with serve, the second setter, and another block by North Scott. Back-to-back blocks, and another point for North Scott, up 4-1. Schermerhorn will continue to serve. Schermerhorn in the back row, Johnson in the front row. Will serve as a right side hitter, top of the tape and near ace, and it is. Ace serve. Aces of today's match brought to you by Kruger Seeds, your local seeds dealer. Visit KrugerSeed.com today. Nice run by North Scott and a timeout called by ADM. An early timeout. They'll burn one here. And we'll take a break. We'll come back with more volleyball at the Extreme Arena in a moment.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to the Extreme Arena, host site of the Iowa High School Volleyball State Tournament, day number 1 here on this Monday, Class 5A and 4A quarterfinals. And here we're one set in, ADM with a 1-0 lead over North Scott, but North Scott doing what they need to, Jenny, in set number 2 to come back up 5-1.
Yeah, North Scott's hits weren't going down, but they figured out that they could block things, and it's working for them.
Imagine that. Another facet of volleyball that you could rely on. Outside, big swing inside the 10-foot line. Abby Hayes puts it away for the kill. North Scott rolling right now.
Gosh, she got an angle on that was so outside of that block that I don't think those blockers knew where she was going.
Her point of contact is incredibly high.
Oh, yeah.
That's higher than I can go.
Me too.
James in the serve receive. North Scott's going to get it back. Hayes is going to try to do it again. Roll shot over the block, inbounds. That had some top spin on it. And North Scott continues to push here, up 7-1 behind the serving of Schermerhorn. Emma Schermerhorn with serve again, up 7-1. 5-0 run right now by North Scott. Schermerhorn serves it, dug up by James. Here's the slide to Herrick, dug over by the Lancers. They'll go right side. Get around the block is Gerleman. Back to Hayes. Positioned beautifully in the back was Crannell for the dig. And the Lancers, they'll set up right side over the block to the back corner. Chasing it down is ADM. They'll send a free ball across. See what North Scott will do. They'll go quick attack off the block. Down it goes. Point North Scott. Cruising right now, North Scott.
North Scott's getting under ADM's skin, I think, a little bit. It's kind of questioning their confidence.
Such a game of momentum, and just like that, we're going to get another timeout. ADM head coach Trevor Irwin has seen enough. He's going to burn his second and final timeout, and we will take another break and come back with more championship volleyball from the Extreme Arena in a moment.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to the Extreme Arena. We're in Coralville, Iowa, site of the Iowa High School Volleyball State Tournament, Class 4A quarterfinal, a good one here, the 4-5 matchup. The winner will play top seed Clear Creek Amana on Wednesday at noon. Number 5 seed ADM, a 25-19 win in set 1. It's been all North Scott in set 2, out to an 8-1 lead, forcing ADM into a couple of timeouts. Siefkin goes outside. It's pushed over by Gerleman. And it's kept alive, no, out of bounds. Good effort by North Scott to try to extend it, but a point and a side out for ADM. Emmy Allard that time with good effort, but to no avail. Serving will be ADM. Set goes outside from Schermerhorn, pushing it over was Hayes. And on the right side, getting it in between the block, Kaylee Smith puts it away, and a point for the Tigers.
North Scott made that adjustment from that first set. Just not tight enough yet.
Not tight enough. Here's the serve. Taken by Brunken in the back row. Set goes outside. Big swing, played well by Crannell. On the outside, Smith trying to do it again. Just misses, no touch. And a side out point for the Lancers, up 9-3, set 2. So Smith goes long on that attack. Hayes back to serve. Hayes, the Creighton recruit. Serve taken by Crannell. Got the good pass on the outside. Hitting it over is Warmuth. Dug up. Here's Hayes out of the back row. Good dig by Crannell again. Around the block, Gerleman kept alive. Punched across by North Scott. They'll attack now with Smith on the right end. Gerleman rather. And Gerleman puts it away. Gerleman puts it away for the kill, 9-4. Teams trading points now. The initial push by North Scott seems to be done. They're trading points. And the serve from Gerleman. Brunken on the pass. Quick attack out of the middle. Down it goes. Strong middle attack.
You blink and you miss that one.
That is how you execute a quick attack. Brunken back to serve. 10-4 is the score. And Brunken will go back and serve. Serves it to the far side. Long run for the setter, Siefkin. Here comes a right side attack and putting it away.
It was a nice transition by ADM. Usually you don't see your setter get in outside of your hitter, but they read that one well, and I guess that's what you call teamwork, right?
Kaylee Smith puts it away, right side for Smith. One of her 7 kills. She leads ADM in that category. Here's a right side attack, and it's blocked.
Big block.
Block at the net. Big double block. Back-to-back points, ADM. They trail 10-6 in set 2. That was Casey Johnson who got the attack attempt. Put away by Warmuth and Grossman. Hit over. Set goes to the middle, hit over. Right side attack coming. That's Smith. Touched by North Scott, who will send it back over. Now they get it back. See what North Scott does. They'll go back to the left side. Dug up by the Tigers, who will send it across, but out of bounds. Hit out of bounds by Warmuth. And a point for the Lancers. North Scott in front, 11-6. Johnson back to serve and set the next 3 spots in the rotation. Johnson to serve, floats one to the back row, and an ace. Ace serve for North Scott. Aces in today's match are brought to you by Kruger Seeds, your local seeds dealer. Visit KrugerSeed.com today.
That looked too easy. It must have had some sort of spin on it to go that angle.
It wasn't hit with a lot of velocity, but yeah, it had to have some spin. Outside, into the net it goes. Point. Another point for North Scott. ADM out of timeouts, 13-6. They did a nice job of calming things down. Were able to chip away a little bit at that lead, but now North Scott back in front by 7. And the serve from Johnson. Attack on the outside, goes line. Warmuth puts it away. Warmuth with the kill. London Warmuth, her 3rd kill in 8 swings. And Kaylee Smith back to serve for ADM. Underneath it is Johnson. Hit over on the left side, and down it goes on a strong left side attack. Point for the Lancers. That was Kenzie Moeller with the kill. And the serve by North Scott. Set goes to the middle. Dug up by the Lancers. They'll chase it down, and Moeller will send it across. Here comes ADM. And that one's going to go out of bounds. No touch. And a point for the Lancers. 15-7 is the score. North Scott up by 8. A near ace. Somehow ADM keeps it alive. Taking second ball is Brunken. She'll go to the right side. Blocked back right now by ADM. Chasing it down is Brunken. Back on the outside. Good swing. Dug up by Smith. Outside attack. Hit over by Warmuth. Long rally. Good decision by the setter. And a point for North Scott.
ADM's just not moving right now. Or they got caught way on the right side, and then that ball fell in the middle of 6 of them.
Casey Johnson puts it right in the middle of the court, puts it away for the kill, and a quick attack. Grossman goes out of bounds. A little bit of a delay, no touch. Another point for North Scott. 17-7 is the score. 17-7, North Scott with a 10-point lead. Tipped over the net by the setter, Siefken. Here comes North Scott. Left side attack, hit over by Hayes. Digging it up, back row attack, Smith, and she hits it long. Point, Lancers. Lancers, again, in control. Nothing ADM can do. They can sub, I suppose,
yeah.
But no timeouts.
This is the point in hockey where I'm like, you just got to get out of the period. Get out of the period. Get out of this game.
Move on.
Yep.
Hit the reset button.
Yep.
And hitting it over is ADM. Underneath it is Johnson. She'll send it outside. Down it goes. Hayes again with the kill. 19-7. It's been all North Scott in set number 2. North Scott. Johnson with 7 kills. Hayes with 6. Skarich has 2. Outside, here's the attack, hit over by Warmuth. Dug up North Scott. They'll go back row, and down it goes off of the block. Skarich with the back row attack. Point, North Scott. Sydney Skarich with the back row. And another serve coming. This is Skarich serving, who just got that kill. Pushed across by the back row. North Scott has it in system. They'll set it up on the right-hand side. Roll shot, diving save, and a beauty by ADM. There's a middle attack. Down it goes. Hannah Grossman puts it away.
I was just about ready to say, we haven't seen ADM swing there for a while. They kept pushing things over. Lost a little bit of their confidence. So good to see her swing again.
Grossman with the kill. Ends the run by North Scott. 20-8. Here comes the serve from Michaela Crannell. Crannell serving. Good serve. Set up to the left side, and Hayes puts it away. Hayes with her 7th kill in her 20th swing. And a point for North Scott in front 21-8. Moeller back to serve for North Scott. Moeller with 44 aces, second most on the team. Right side attack, blocked back by North Scott. Reloading is ADM. There's another block, dumped over, down it goes. Grossman, does it count?
Yep.
Hannah Grossman with a heads-up play, pokes it down, point, ADM.
It was a nice placement. Just know to go behind her. Like, she's got eyes in the back of her head.
21-9 is the score. North Scott, they'll send it across, just sails long. No touch, and a point for the Tigers. Back-to-back points. 21 to 11, 10 rather. Got ahead of myself. And the serve coming from Grossman. North Scott, they'll send it outside, cutting it around the block. On the right side was Skarich, and that hit is touched by North Scott. And a kill for Marissa Gerleman, 21 to 11. In favor of North Scott. ADM puts together 3 straight points, trying to get some momentum. Even if you don't win this second set, get some momentum back as you go into set 3. There's the slide, and ADM unable to dig it up. Hitting it down was Casey Johnson, 22 to 11. Substitution in today's game are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. And the serve from North Scott. Back set, hit over on the right side by Herrick. Pushed back over by the Lancers. Here's ADM on the attack, hitting it down with Gerleman, dug up, outside attack, down it goes. Hayes puts it away. 23-11, 2 points away from the set.
That volley kind of had both of them scrambling there for a second.
Schermerhorn tried to finish this off for North Scott. 2 points away from tying it at 1. Set goes to the left-hand side, down it goes. Nice swing by Gerleman. Gerleman puts it away. 23-11 is the score. Gerleman with the kill on the assist by Siefkin. 23-12, set 2. North Scott trying to tie the match at 1 set apiece. And out of the middle, running free was Abby Hayes.
You just see her coming.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I would get out of the way. So Hayes will now go back to serve. She'll try to finish it off, up 24-12. Hayes serving. And a double contact called on the Tigers setter. That's going to do it for set number 2. North Scott wins it, going away 25-12 in set 2. We're tied at 1 set apiece. We'll come back after a short timeout with more championship volleyball at the Extreme Arena.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Being your family's grocery store isn't just about having the best butcher cut meat or the freshest produce. It's not about having the highest quality online shopping or experts who handpick your groceries. And it's not just about giving you the most affordable prices. Being your family's grocery store means making sure that you have all of that. And that's why at Fairway Meat and Grocery, it's what we've always been about.
Welcome back to the Extreme Arena, serving as the host site of the Iowa High School State Volleyball Tournament for the second straight year. It's an outstanding facility here in Coralville, Iowa. Quarterfinals for Class 5A and 4A today. 5A has concluded. This is the final round of 4A quarterfinals, and we are locked in a 1-1 contest in this 4-5 matchup. North Scott, the 4 seed, and ADM, the 5 seed. ADM won the first one 25-19. All North Scott in set 2, 25-12. Let's take a look at the numbers that are before us here. North Scott, 24 kills, hitting 19%, and ADM hit 23 kills, hitting 17%. You look at the aces, pretty even, favoring North Scott by 1. Blocking favors ADM by 1. Both teams with 10 attack errors. Both teams with 38 digs. Man, that's a close match.
Yeah, well, you think about North Scott. North Scott was in that first match at, 3% maybe?
Yes.
Knocked it up to almost 19, so they must have heard me when I said I expected more out of them.
Cleaner volleyball by North Scott in that set. They seem to be in control, dictating the points.
Yep. You know, it started with those first, 3 blocks, successful blocks that they had, and they just kind of kept going with it.
ADM will try to regroup. Losing that set 25-12. Again, ADM hasn't been to the state tournament since 2005, making just their second overall appearance. While North Scott, this is their 5th straight and their 9th overall. North Scott, a veteran group. They were the number 2 seed last year, made it to the semifinals before they got beat by Clear Creek Amana in a 5-setter. Clear Creek Amana is the number 1 seed this season. They defeated Norwalk earlier today in straight sets. And here we go, set number 3. North Scott to serve. Long run for the setter, Siefkin, pushed over by ADM. Here comes North Scott, back set to Hayes. Dug up ADM. They'll attack on the right-hand side. North Scott's going to chase it down. Here's Hayes over the block. Got it. She has every shot in the book. She can hit over you, around you, through you. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah. And she does a good job reading what that defense is doing to know which one she should go with.
So Hayes with the first kill of set number 3. Siefkin outside. Big swing on the right side by Gerleman. It's out of bounds. No touch. Back-to-back points by North Scott. Kenzie Moeller, the server here. Moeller back to serve. She plays opposite Hayes. 2 left side hitters. North Scott outside to Hayes. That's going to be a two hits, double contact called on the setter. And a point for ADM as they are now on the board in set number 3. Grossman back to serve. One of the 2 middle hitters for ADM, Grossman and Herrick. Grossman, ace. Tied at 2. Aces in today's match are brought to you by Kruger Seeds, your local seeds dealer. Visit KrugerSeed.com today.
She had a hard time reading that serve. I think she was expecting to go a little bit longer than what she did.
Nice and low power serve. There's an attack on the left side, hit over by Johnson. And ADM unable to return it. Point for North Scott. They're in front 3-2 in set number 3. Schermerhorn will come in and serve. North Scott will serve. This is Schermerhorn. Schermerhorn serving. Back middle. And double contact called against the setter, Siefkin. And a point for the Lancers, up 4-2.
You hate that call all year long. You got to hate it a whole lot here at the state tournament.
The old double contact.
Yeah.
They call it tighter here, typically?
It depends. I feel like officials pick out what they want to call. Like, this is going to be my call.
Right. Well, if the coaches know it, that this is your guy, then you got to, On the attack, good strong middle, dig by ADM. Tigers will send it over the block. Little popcorn at the net. ADM with it. They'll go back row. Here comes North Scott. Where do they want to go? They're going to go outside to Hayes. Chasing it down. Tigers, another free ball. See what the Lancers will choose to do. They'll go back again to Hayes. This time delivers the kill. Hayes in double figures. That is her 11th kill in 28 swings. Schermerhorn back to serve again. It's 5-2 as North Scott gets out to a quick lead in set number 3. Serve taken by James in the back row. Punched over by Gerleman. Outside, Hayes tried to go line. Asking for a touch, not granted. Point ADM in the Tigers. Wasn't a lot of room there.
No.
She tried.
She did.
Siefken to serve for ADM. Siefken, top spin, heavy serve. Set goes outside, cuts it around the block, was Hayes. Overpass, punched down by North Scott at the net. Putting it away, Emmy Allard was there. I'm not sure if she'll get credit for it or not, but she was there up at the net. And a point for North Scott. They're going to give it to Johnson. Johnson and Allard both went up for it. Here's the serve by North Scott. Outside it goes. Right side attack. Smith hit the antenna. Point North Scott. Taryn Van Eerwich applauding her team's effort. And another point. North Scott in front, 7-3 in set 3.
ADM needs to find that finesse, that flow that they had in that first set.
Right side attack. Hitting it over is Gerleman. North Scott digs it up. They'll set it up on the left side. Down it goes. Another kill. Skerrick with the kill. Sydney Skerrick. And 8-3 North Scott with the lead. Over on court 2, it's the 3-6 matchup. Xavier from Cedar Rapids taking on Lewis Central. Just underway. 5-4 in set 1. Kaylee Smith sends it across. Dug up by North Scott. They'll tip it over. Good get by James. Right side attack, and there it goes. Gerleman converts with the kill. Marissa Gerleman puts ADM back in control of the serve. And Gerleman will rotate back to serve. Means London Warmuth, the right-hander, will rotate to the front. She'll swing on the left side pin. North Scott setting up the middle. Run down by ADM. There's a roll shot into the block. Doesn't go down. ADM will bump it across. Free ball coming for North Scott. He'll go to the middle. Didn't get all of it. Was Allard. Dug up by ADM. They'll tip it across. Back row attack coming and down. Believe it was Abby Hayes. 12th kill for Hayes. 9-4 in favor of North Scott.
That was nice coverage by North Scott. You know, you see a lot of teams get caught on one side. They still had two on that backside to go to. That everyone else taking care of business over here. We'll do stuff over on this side.
Good court awareness. Outside it goes. Swing by Warmuth, and she puts it away. London Warmuth with the kill. 9-5. North Scott with the lead. Both teams have 2 timeouts left. We're in set number 3. The match tied at 1 set apiece. Serving is James. Tough serve. Out of system. North Scott, they're going to go to Hayes. Dug up by ADM. Hit over by Warmuth. Brunken will take the second ball. Sets up Hayes. Dug up by the Tigers. They'll set it up on the right side. 4 hits is going to be the call. Smith couldn't get enough of it. And a point for the Lancers. Muller. This is Casey Johnson. Johnson back to serve and set the next 3 rotations. There's Smith, and she's blocked. Blocked by North Scott.
I don't think it went over.
Okay.
They called it 4 hits,
4?
so must have hit the tape.
Another point for North Scott, in front 11-5, and a timeout called by ADM. And we will take a break. You are watching Championship Volleyball at the Extreme Arena. Be back in a moment.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to the Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. You are watching the Iowa Girls High School Volleyball State Championship, day number 1 of this championship. We've had the Class 5A and 4A quarterfinals today. Tomorrow, the 3 smaller classifications will have quarterfinals. It'll be a big day tomorrow. But it's been a good day today. Still looking for our first upset, as all of your top seeds have advanced to the semifinals in 5A and the top 2 in 4A so far, with 2 more matches to go. 11-5, ADM using their first timeout, trailing in set 3. The match knotted at 1 set apiece. There's a bump set hit over by the Lancers, and 2 hits is going to be the call. Tigers called for the double contact. Another point for North Scott. And Johnson will rotate back to serve. 12-5, North Scott with the lead. And an ace for North Scott. Another ace, that is their 4th. Aces in today's match are brought to you by Kruger Seeds, your local seeds dealer. Visit KrugerSeed.com today. Ace number 4 for North Scott, 2 each for Johnson, and the other setter, Schermerhorn. Bump set, hit over by ADM. No, into the net it goes. ADM's got to regroup.
Yeah, you don't want your set back. As a hitter, you probably don't want to be set back at that 10-foot line where she was there, and it's kind of, she was just all sorts of off, so.
Head coach Trevor Irwin up off the bench, adjusting positioning on the court right now. 14-5, his team's got a lot of work to do here. Tough serve by the Lancers. Lancers are going to get it back. Here's a right side attack, and ADM unable to get to it.
You got an antenna.
On the second ball, I believe. And another point. And a timeout coming. ADM is going to use their final timeout here in set number 2. 15-5 is the score. We'll be back with more championship volleyball from the Extreme Arena in a moment.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to the Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. This is the second year that the championship is at this wonderful venue called the Extreme Arena, coming over from Cedar Rapids. We are in set number 3, Class 4A quarterfinal match. It's a 1-1 tie, North Scott ADM, but the third set being dominated right now by North Scott. ADM using both timeouts. Head coach Trevor Irwin sees something, wants to calm his team down. His team reeling a bit. There's a set to the left side. Warmuth hits it across. Tracking it down for the time being is North Scott. They'll send it back. James on the dig. Right side attack. Tooling it off the block was Kaylee Smith. Smith finishes it off. Good use of the timeout by Coach Irwin as ADM gets the point. Smith will rotate to the back row and serve. Just clears the tape. Good serve. And the set to the outside by Johnson. And down it goes. A kill for the Lancers. by Moeller. Kenzie Moeller with the successful attack. 16-6 now in favor of North Scott. And a near ace. Top of the tape goes over. ADM in scramble mode. They'll send it to the back row. Johnson underneath it. Right side into the net. Point ADM. Side out for the Tigers. They need to get those, and now they need to string some points together. If we kept the stat of side-out efficiency, I believe the side-out efficiency for North Scott would be outstanding here.
Yeah, definitely. Knowing how many times they've gone on a run.
Here's the serve by ADM. Chasing it down, North Scott. They'll send a free ball across. ADM, they'll have it in system. They'll go outside, punched over by Gerleman, returned back by the Lancers, inbounds, and a point for North Scott.
North Scott has just had some really smart net play in those last few volleys. They're quick thinking, executing. They've seen holes. That's where they've been going.
And not trying to do too much. They're making sure it goes in, and they have to play it. That one's out of bounds. Hit by Gerleman, no touch. And another point for North Scott. North Scott with another point, up 18-7. And there's an ace. Another ace serve by North Scott. Aces in today's match brought to you by Kruger Seeds, your local seeds dealer. Visit KrugerSeed.com today. 19-7. ADM out of timeouts. It's been that way for quite some time. Set goes to the outside. There's a good swing by Marissa Gerleman. Gerleman puts it away. Point ADM. Grossman back to serve. The 5'9" senior middle hitter for the Tigers. Grossman right to the back middle. Quick attack. Punched over by Hayes. Tapped across by Gerleman. Here comes North Scott. They'll tip it again. Sent back over by the Tigers. North Scott. Hayes. Big swing. Got it. Abby Hayes with another kill. She's got 13. Point North Scott.
She's just fun to watch.
She is. She is really explosive. High contact. If the block is there, she just elevates a little bit more or extends more. Here's the serve by North Scott. Running underneath it is Siefkin. To the right side, poked over by Gerleman. Hayes, back row, sends it over, and into the net it goes by ADM, and a point for North Scott. 21-8 is the score. 21-8. Schermerhorn back to serve. 4 points away from taking a 2-1 lead. It's been all North Scott here in set number 3 and set 2. Back row attack coming. Dug up by Crannell. Block by North Scott. Kind of a
miscommunication on there.
Almost a double contact, not quite. North Scott setting up it out of the middle, and down it goes. Somehow getting through that block was Johnson. 22-8 in favor of North Scott. Schermerhorn back with serve. Schermerhorn floats one to the back. Blocked back by North Scott. Sent back over by ADM. North Scott will go left side. Kind of a change-up hit by Hayes. ADM digs it up. Good get in the back row by Brunken. Hayes with authority puts it away. Point North Scott.
She went to that spot right back to back there too. It kind of surprises you.
Yeah. Hayes delivered it. 14 for Hayes. She can finish points. And the serve from Schermerhorn. Deep serve. Crannell has it. She'll go back row to Crannell. Dug up by Brunken. Hayes falling away. Roll shot. Now a joust at the net, and it's one. Good play by the Tigers. Kind of a broken play, but they get the side out, trailing 23-9. Siefkin, who is in on that play, will go back to serve. and set the next 3 spots. Brunken in service eve. And who else but Hayes? Hayes, they ran her out of the middle, got the perfect pass, point, Lancers.
Yep.
Hayes is serving set point.
And Hayes now will go back and try to finish this 3rd set. Up 24-9. And Hayes serving for North Scott. 24-9 is the score. And into the net it goes. Point North Scott. They win set number 3. 25-9. 25-12, 25-9. North Scott up 2 sets to 1 in this quarterfinal. Back with more from the Extreme Arena in a moment.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future, with energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Well, it's being the right place at the right time. And, you know, this is true in history with a lot of things.
Agriculture, where it's a moving dynamics out there, you have to have somebody that drives out to their farm and still worries about whether it's rained or what the grain price is, or climb up in the grain bin and make sure that everything's working like it's supposed to.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Welcome back to the Extreme Arena, host site of the Iowa High School State Volleyball Tournament. It's the quarterfinals for Class 5A and 4A on this Monday. We are in a 4A quarterfinal matchup, the 4-5. North Scott taking on ADM and the number 4 seed North Scott Lancers. A 2-1 lead over ADM, winning the last 2 sets convincingly, 25-12, 25-9 after dropping the first set. Taking a look at some of the stats from the match. These are cumulative. North Scott, that hitting percentage
keeps going up.
Keeps going up, 22%, and ADM's keeps going down.
Yeah,
down at 8%.
Not very good for them.
Aces in favor of North Scott 5-3. Diggs favoring North Scott 60-57. Blocking, neither team really blocking, finishing points with the block, but they're getting a lot of touches though.
Yeah, and they're recovering well from those ones that aren't going down either. But it'd be interesting if we had the block errors of how many have fallen straight down in front of them from unsuccessful blocks.
Individually, for North Scott, they're led by Abby Hayes, 15 kills, hitting .240. Surprised that hitting percentage number isn't higher, to be honest with you. Casey Johnson with 9 kills and 13 assists. 13 assists for Emma Schermerhorn. ADM, they're led by Marissa Gerleman with 10 kills. Kaylee Smith, has 9. Nobody else with more than 4 for ADM. Put your coaching hat on. What if you're ADM and head coach Trevor Irwin? How do you encourage your team? What do you have to tell them?
I mean, they did it right in the first game, that first set. So it's finding that flow again, because they've kind of gotten out of rhythm, and they're more reactive than proactive. And I think we saw North Scott do that in the first set where they were reactive, so making that shift.
Serving first will be ADM, and they're needing a win here in this 4th set to keep their season going. And that's Moeller with the kill to start things off for North Scott. Kill by Kenzie Moeller. She'll go back to serve now. Moeller back to serve. And out of bounds on the attack from ADM. Back-to-back points to start things off for North Scott. Find the serving of Moeller. Kenzie Moeller, she'll serve it into the tape, and a point for ADM. ADM on the board. Over on court number 2, 23-19. Cedar Rapids Xavier and Lewis Central. Lewis Central with the lead there late in the first set. And ADM now to serve. Serving is Crannell. On the outside, good block by ADM. Sent back across by the Lancers. Joust at the net. Pushed down by Grossman, and a point for North Scott.
She kind of had that look of, I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now.
Point for North Scott, the Lancers. And into serve will be Schermerhorn. Schermerhorn to serve. Up 3-1 in set number 4. Her team in front 2-1. Out of the middle, it goes to Grossman. She hits it out of bounds. And another point for North Scott. ADM's got to limit their mistakes. Lancers, Schermerhorn serving. Serve taken in the back by Smith. And down it goes.
Hopefully they can use that a little bit as a confidence boost of, we can do this. We keep swinging, keep snapping.
Anna Grossman will go back to serve. Down 4-2. Grossman to serve. Serve taken by North Scott. And on the outside, hit over by Allard. She'll now go swing on the right-hand side. Back row attack, hit over. Here comes ADM. They'll attack on the right side. Good save by Brunken to extend the point. Tigers back with it. Right side, roll shot, Gerleman. On the attack out of the middle, North Scott, ADM blocks it. And now a block in the middle of the court. Blocked by Johnson, point, North Scott. Just when you think ADM is in control, North Scott comes away. Johnson makes a great play with the block. Serving will be Hayes. Hayes back to serve. James with the dig. Here's the slide. Goes into the net. Madison Herrick unable to convert. Another point, North Scott in front 6-2. 6-2 is the score. North Scott 26-4 on the season. They won the Mississippi Athletic Conference. Perfect 9-0. Right side attack. Down it goes. Marissa Gerleman puts it away. And a side out for ADM. Madison Siefkin, the setter for the Tigers, back to serve. 6-3, Tigers trail. And the set goes to the middle. That's going to be a violation. Johnson unable to control it. It's 4 hits is the call. 6-4, point for the Tigers on serve. 6-4. And another serve for Grossman. Nice pass by Brunken to the right. Little miscommunication there. And into the net it goes. Tigers unable to convert. Smith hits it into the net. Point for the Lancers.
Her timing was just a little bit off. That went off her fingertips and straight into the net there.
Georgia Brunken back to serve for North Scott. Brunken, a 5'3" senior. Returning letter winner, and now a rotation penalty.
Illegal alignment to call. Point
against ADM, and North Scott's going to get the free point. Up 8-4 now, and another serve from Brunken coming up. Brunken back to serve. Her team in front 8-4. Her team leading the match, and an ace. Unable to control it were the Tigers. Aces in today's match brought to you by Kruger Seeds, your local seeds dealer. Visit KrugerSeed.com today.
ADM needs to stop making one mistake into 2 mistakes. They're kind of hurting themselves at this point in the game.
9-4. Set to the right-hand side. Hit over by Gerleman into the net. Or blocked down, actually. Blocked down by North Scott. Kenzie Moeller with the block. And another point, Lancers, as they, again, starting to pull away early, 10-4. And it's a timeout called by the Tigers. North Scott in front, 10-4, set 4 in this Class 4A quarterfinal. Back in a moment from the Extreme Arena.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
We're watching the Iowa High School Girls Volleyball State Tournament. Day number 1 of this championship event, Class 4A. North Scott with a 2-1 lead over at ADM. And the Tigers, North Scott trying to close it out in 4. They have a 10-4 lead in set 4, forcing ADM into their first timeout. Georgia Brunken will continue to serve for North Scott. And the set by Siefken, hit over by Herrick. North Scott digs it up. They'll send it back across. Siefken, who wants it? She's going to go to the right-hand side. Gerleman. North Scott digs it up. And an attack on the right side. Down it goes. Sydney Skerich. Skerich with the kill. And North Scott just continues to roll up 11-4. Skerich with the kill. Here's the serve from Brunken. Ace again for Brunken, her second ace during this service time. And Brunken will try to do it again here, up 12-4. ADM down to 1 timeout. They need to change the momentum in a hurry. James in serve receive. Right side goes to Gerleman, and she finishes it off. Marissa Gerleman has had the hot hand this all match long, side out. Gerleman will rotate to the back row now. Gerleman, 12 kills and 53 swings. She will go to the back row. Kaylee Smith will go to the front. And on the right side, hitting it over was Johnson. Tigers dig it up, set close to the net, poked down by Smith, and ADM gets the point. Oh no, they're going to say it was out of bounds, apparently. Outside the antenna. They are pointing North Scott's way.
Oh, I'm siding with the crowd on that one. I think they touched it.
13-5. Johnson to serve now. Casey Johnson serving. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by ADM. Johnson back to serve with a 14-5 lead. 14-5, North Scott in command. Johnson, another serve coming. That one's going to go wide. Missed serve by Johnson. Johnson's played well for North Scott. 9 kills, 15 assists, 8 digs. 3 blocks. Solid performance for Casey Johnson, the 5'8 senior setter. Deep serve by ADM. Played by North Scott. They'll send it across. Out of the middle. There's a block. ADM's going to get it back. They'll go back row. Hit over by Gerleman. Brunken's got to take second ball. Hit over by North Scott. See what ADM can do. They'll go left side. Nice dig by Hayes. Corner attack, and ADM with the point. ADM with the block. Point Tigers. Still some life, 14-7, but they got to make it happen.
ADM looked cleaner on that volley.
Here's the serve by James. North Scott. Shoot set to Skerich. Out of the middle. Punch back across. Here's the Tigers. And the hitting error on ADM, and a point for North Scott and the Lancers. Skerich back to serve. Skerich back to serve with North Scott ahead, 15-7. James takes first contact. Set goes outside. Down it goes. London Warmuth with the kill. 15-8. Teams trading points. Kaylee Smith now will serve for ADM. And the left-hander sends it across. Long run for Johnson. She'll bump set it and goes out of bounds. Point ADM. 15-9. ADM within 6. Again, ADM's got to win this set. They're down 2-1 to see their season continue. Brunken in serve receive. Set goes to the right-hand side. To Skarich, dug up by ADM. Now outside to Hayes, and she puts it in. Abby Hayes has pretty much always had the answer, especially in sets 2 through 4. 2, 3, and 4, Hayes delivers.
I think you see a testament to North Scott's teamwork. They always seem to know who is where and what they're doing, and they cover where they need to.
Back-to-back points now for North Scott on the tough serve by Moeller. Moeller back to serve, 17-9. Her team leading. She'll try to add to it. Top of the tape. Good play by ADM to dig it up. And double contact called on the setter for the Tigers. And another point for North Scott. And a timeout called by Trevor Irwin. His final timeout of set 4. We'll take a break. Come back with more championship volleyball from the Extreme Arena in a moment.
What's affordable to her might not be for him. Our means may be different, but our need for energy is the same. And keeping the price for that energy as low as possible is exactly what we strive to do. It's what we've always done. Investments made 10 years ago have kept prices nearly unchanged. Investments made today will help keep prices predictable for the future. With energy that's cleaner, reliable, and affordable for all. An energy future that's American-made. Mid-American. Obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Watching state tournament volleyball. We are at the Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. Day 1 of this championship event. Here on court number 1, we're in set 4 of this 4A quarterfinal between North Scott and ADM. North Scott in front 2-1, in command in set 4, 18-9. They're so close. 7 more points, and North Scott is in the semifinals for the second straight year. And the serve taken by ADM. They'll set it up on the left side. Hitting it over was Warmuth. Dug up by North Scott. They'll go outside to Hayes. Tigers dig it up. Hitting it over from the back row. Here comes North Scott. They'll send it back out to Hayes. Down the line, kept alive, ADM. Joust at the net. Good cover. And now into the block. Joust at the net. ADM will dig it up. Now they'll go outside. Tooling it off the block is Warmuth. Nice point by the Tigers.
They came out of that timeout looking really good. Now they just need to continue it for about 15.
18-10, North Scott with the lead. Michaela Crannell to serve. North Scott lost the first set, 25-19, but have been in command ever since. 25-12, 25-9, now up 18-10. A discussion as Abby Hayes, the team captain for North Scott, talking to the top official and relaying the message over to the head coach for North Scott, Taryn Van Eerwich. And the serve from Crannell. North Scott on the right-hand side, and a player in the net against ADM, and a point to North Scott in front, 19-10. Schermerhorn back to serve. Schermerhorn back to serve, set the next 3 rotations. You got Abby Hayes swinging on the left side. And Schermerhorn floats one to the back corner. Here's the set to the middle, and it's blocked by North Scott. North Scott with the block. Allard and Johnson there for the block. Point, Lancers. 20-10 in favor of North Scott. Substitution, Macy Person, a 5'8" sophomore, checking in. Strategy that they sometimes use to halt the momentum, and North Scott will serve right at her. Free ball hit over. Here comes North Scott, punching it through the double block. ADM digs it up, and that one goes just out of bounds, no touch, and a point for North Scott. 21-10 is the score.
ADM doesn't look to be doing anything too wrong. They're just not getting anything down.
They're very close.
They're close.
But just a little off ever since set one.
Yep.
And credit North Scott. They seem to be, they're playing a lot better. There's an attack by Hayes. ADM sends it back over. Hayes, she's going to get it back over the block. And a great get by ADM. Here's Hayes. She'll try to finish this one off and does. North Scott in control. And with that kill from Hayes, her 16th. And the Lancers go up 22-10. 22-10. North Scott hitting 21% for the match. Here's the slide, and that is just inbounds. Grossman finds an opening and puts it away for the kill.
I think if I was North Scott, I'd be like, you can have that one. That was really well placed.
Nice slide. Cuts it pretty close. And the serve by ADM. And down it goes, a quick attack to the middle. Abby Hayes puts it away. 23-11. 23-11 after the kill from Hayes, who will go back to serve. North Scott 2 points away from the match. 23-11 is the score. Set goes to the outside, into the block. North Scott controls, and they'll set goes outside, and Skarich is blocked. Double block set up by ADM, and they get the point. 23-12 is the score in favor of North Scott. Siefkin, the setter, back to serve for ADM. Siefkin, played well by Brunken. Outside, roll shot by Skarich. And it's hit back across. Outside, Skarich. She'll get another chance, puts this one away. Sydney Skarich sets up match point for North Scott, up 24-12 for Skarich. That is her 5th kill. And serving for the match will be Brunken. Brunken floats one to the back. James digs it up. Right side attack. Brunken sends it back over. Here comes North Scott for the win on the right side. And kept alive by ADM. North Scott will try to win it again. They can't dig it out of the net. What a get by ADM. They're not done yet.
Yep. Make them earn this last one.
Great effort by the Tigers on match point number 1. 24-13 is the score. Back to serve will be Gerleman.
Some quick thinking on ADM's part, too. It wasn't very nice the way it looked, but you do what you got to do.
Middle attack, hit over by North Scott. Scrambling, but getting to it is ADM. Kept alive by North Scott. Now North Scott will send a free ball across. See what ADM could do with it. Set goes outside, left side attack. Hit over by Warmuth. North Scott digs it up. Got a joust at the net. North Scott gets control. Back row attack, Hayes, down it goes. Not surprised, they go to Hayes and she wins it. A back row attack, her 18th kill, 25-13. North Scott wins it. 25-13 in the final set. North Scott advances with a 27-4 record. ADM, their season comes to an end at 27-4. North Scott, the number 4 seed, advances to the semifinal. They will take on top seed Clear Creek Amana on Wednesday at noon. I think we got to go courtside for the award ceremony, and we'll come back after that is done and wrap it up here.
Fans, please direct your attention to the court for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving their team trophy, each participating player will receive a medallion and commemorative volleyball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU, our board member Greg Defoe and Executive Director Gene Berger. Congratulations to head coach Trevor Irwin and the Tigers from ADM on an outstanding 2023 volleyball season. And now, Georgia Brunken from North Scott will advance her team on the bracket to the semifinal round. Lancer fans, your team advances to the semifinals and will play Clear Creek Amana on Wednesday, November 1st at 12 noon on court number 1. Fans, on behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we thank you for your support and attendance. Please drive home safely, and thank you for supporting the Iowa Girl.
Well, North Scott overcame a scare in set 1. ADM took them down 25-19, but after that it was pretty much all North Scott as they get a convincing 4-set win, and they advance to the semifinals once again as they were ousted last year in the semifinals, but North Scott goes there, Jenny.
Yep, we'll see a rematch from last year's semifinals as they play Clear Creek Amana, and we saw Clear Creek Amana sitting there watching that first set. I'm hoping they didn't leave afterwards thinking ADM's got this in the books, because North Scott definitely came out in that second with a lot more confidence, and they found their footing and found the rhythm to wrap up that game there.
North Scott led by Abby Hayes. She put away 18 kills, hit 261, complemented nicely by Casey Johnson, an all-around outstanding match, 9 kills, 16 assists, and 11 digs for Johnson. That's a nice little 1-2 combination for North Scott moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I always admire teams who can run a 6-2, because you do have that setter that can play back row as a setter and be offensive up at the front at the net. But also, I think you have a little bit better perspective and a little bit more knowledge of the game and what you can do too.
For ADM, first time in the state tournament since 2005, second overall appearance, a fine season, 27-4, and congratulations to them on an outstanding year.
Yeah, definitely represented the Raccoon River Conference, and Coach Irwin, in only his second season with them, did a fabulous job being able to turn some of those seniors to be ready to play here at the state tournament.
That's going to wrap things up for this broadcast. Thank you for tuning in to Championship Volleyball. Busy day tomorrow here at the Extreme Arena. Make sure you tune in.